Yo, what's up guys? You got PokeaimMD here with the next part of the Uber's Pokemon Spotlight. This time we're featuring Ultra Necrozma. Necrozma has a lot going for it in a sense that it is two Pokemon prior to Ultra Bursting, meaning that it can either be Necrozma Duskmane or Necrozma Dawn Wings, which is pretty big because they both have their resistances, immunities. Duskmane is typically the one that people will use mainly for its resistance to fairy typing, and also the Sunsteel Strike, allowing it to hit through Xerneas and things like that. You can bluff a Swords set. You can even use a Calm Mindset with that thing, to be completely honest. But Dawn Wings is typically used if it is a special attacking Ultra Necrozma. This, again, you can use either or, because when you Ultra Burst, it's going to have the stats of Ultra Necrozma anyway. So that's a pretty big thing. Another big thing is the fact that you can be out versus a threat. For example, if my opponent has Primal Groudon now, and it's already proven to be max speed Primal Groudon, and I have Necrozma Duskmane out, I can Ultra Burst and not only resist maybe a Lava Plume or Eruption, but outspeed it and hit it with a Neural Force boosted Earthquake. That's another big thing. It has a free extra belt boost in any of its super effective attacks. One of the drawbacks is it has to use the Ultra Necrozma Z, so pretty bad in the sense that it can't use Choice Scarf, Life Orb, or Choice Items in general to boost it. And also its speed tier is just under that of Mega Gengar and a few other Pokemon, so they can either be trapped or avenged by pretty common Pokemon, as well as an inability to really hit dark types like a Veltal with lack of Ice Beam and whatnot. But it does have Power Gem, which is a pretty cool move that it can run. So let's go ahead and look for a battle. We have the first team by Felix. He's using Necrozma Duskmane. It's Swords Dance, 3 attacks with Stone Edge, which is nice for a Veltal and Ho-Oh. We have the Spadef Magearna, which helps versus Xerneas. Standard Groudon right here, as well as Arceus Water, defensive Zygarde-Complete, which is the team's check to Necrozma Duskmane. And then we have Choice Scarf of Veltal, just to round it out. I mean, probably one of the most common ones you'll see in Ubers alongside this Pokemon in itself. But yeah, so I think we'll just pause it, guys, until we find a battle, and we'll be right back. Guys, so we got a battle now. This one, I see Dougie plus Kyogre, so I'm automatically thinking Scarf Kyogre and Dougie to trap Groudon to then basically allow Kyogre to click its Scarf attack. But luckily, Ultra Necrozma actually is a little bit of a fix for that, and you guys will see why in a bit. But I don't see a good Zygarde answer as a lead. I believe I just clicked Glare with this Pokemon in 1v1 everything. He actually leads Dugtrio, which is pretty interesting. So we'll Glare immediately. Risking Dougie is such a poor play, honestly. You go Scizor here or Xerneas. As you go Scizor, I get some beautiful damage off on him, and the interesting thing about the Scizor is every single time it U-turns, I'm in a position where I don't want to be in with the Pokemon that comes in, mainly Magearna, Primal Groudon. So I rather chip away at him for my Ultra Necrozma in the late game, as it very easily can win with +2 Z move on that Scizor, for sure. So I'm assuming Xerneas is going to want to come out. Kyogre ends up coming out. It's actually not. Wow. Okay. So it's actually not the other Kyogre. Now, I do have Arceus Water as a mid-ground play, as I don't want to go directly out into Groudon since I don't want him knocking me out. And I'll make my Groudon play right now, or trapping me rather with his own Groudon. So I'll make my Groudon play right now as he goes for Thunder. And what I can do is easily click, press his blades. It makes no sense to go hard. It makes no sense to go hard Dugtrio. And in the same thing, like, I'm not going to knock him out and then let him trap me with Dugtrio, so I'll go Zygarde as he goes for Roost. Completely fine. I don't mind just spamming 1,000 arrows right here and allowing him to U-turn. Though I do want Rocks up, which is why I think maybe going for Rocks would be better. Let me go Necrozma and try and get him to trap me with Dugtrio right now. Perfect. Alright, so I didn't want to Ultra Burst so early, but if he's going to give me Dugtrio, which is more than likely Z, I'll take it right now. So this is one of the things I talked about, how you can bluff the Necrozma, Duskmane, and you're able to get rid of the Mon. So beautiful. I got rid of Dugtrio, which means I am completely free to do what I want in this game with my Groudon. And I still have Magearna to deal with a few of his Pokemon too. So I don't see a problem with just clicking 1,000 arrows. I'm weakening this thing for my Z move. Just, again, being able to get rid of Dugtrio right there, you get to see the benefits of using that particular Pokemon. So we'll go Groudon. This allows me to click Precipice Blades one more time, which I'm for sure clicking, especially if he's going to give me Kyogre. Lovely. So I get some beautiful damage on him. He has no reason not to click the Ice Beam again, but I'll click Rocks just in case, especially because I can go right out into Ultra Necrozma and click Photon Geyser and pick up a KO. So again, this thing speed tier is faster than the entire team. Beautiful. I don't get Rocks in this game, unfortunately, but he's looking really weak to Zygarde plus Ultra Necrozma. I'm also kind of curious as to if this knocks him out. I'm going to go for my Z right now, because if Light That Burns the Sky picks off Scizor, that'd be great. Or if he gets paralyzed, it's like, it's good for me in a sense that Scizor is so low to the point that it doesn't come in on Zygarde anymore. So I think that was worth it. As Arceus comes out, I can now just go Yveltal and just bam, Foul Play. Go ahead and do what you want to do. You're leftovers, Arceus, so you won't be able to knock me out at +2. Well, now you can. Smart Mana goes Xerneas. I have Magearna as an easy switch-in, and because the double into Groudon does not matter. Alright. Don't know why you did that right there so early. Now you're not going to be able to do that later. Because Groudon is such an easy switch into Zygarde, and because Scizor's at 13% and I'll never really get paralyzed, I'll definitely take this. So, not sure why my opponent opted to go for the Geomancy so early in the game, but we'll be able to knock him out with the Flash Cannon. And there goes the answer to Zygarde. Like, literally, there goes the answer to Zygarde. I'm actually going to hit him with the Flare Cannon. Get some damage off. Why not? Especially because Foul Play just claims one now. So Foul Play should knock out Groudon. Wow, it actually didn't. Surprise. This gets a little bit tricky now, depending on the Arceus set. Because I know it's sub, but sub SD doesn't beat Zygarde anyway without Recover. So, this runs max HP. I want a Toxic, but if he goes Scizor, Ice Beam is the play because of 2 KOs. Go ahead and do your thing. It's literally in my best interest to click Ice Beam here. And now we go Zygarde because we deny the Scizor coming in. We also get our Father form, which means that we'll be able to knock out the Arceus, and we'll also be able to knock out Scizor. So nice. So in this game, Ultra Necrozma was basically able to get rid of Dougie, which relieved a lot of pressure. As you can see, his U-turn was doing way too much damage to me, and in a sense that every single Scizor switch I had, Magearna, Necrozma, Duskmane, and Groudon all got trapped by Dugtrio. So as you can see right there, one of the benefits of it is you don't know what I am. I can be the regular form, I can be Ultra Necrozma. So I think this was probably the best example of how that can be used in a battle and how it can definitely be deadly. So Clarity also passed me a team. Also using Necrozma, Duskmane as I hate fighting Scizor. I have Heat Rain, which is pretty cool. But Clarity seems pretty cool. It's lead Necrozma, so you lead it and pretty much just try and plow through your opponent with it. Earth Power Groudon, whatnot, Dragon Pulse, Rayquaza, Defensive Yveltal, Water Spout, Kyogre, Eruption Groudon, Refresh Arceus, and then this cool little mod. So we lead Necrozma with this one. Hey, have fun. And it said what you're supposed to do is just lead off with it and just go for an attack immediately. You get up rocks. I weaken Arceus ground, which is pretty big as well. As he goes for Judgment. Now, if I throw off a Light That Burns the Sky, it will easily knock out Arceus ground. I don't think it makes sense for my opponent to not go Scizor here, so I'm actually going to take full advantage and go for the rocks. Beautiful. And what this allows me to do is he's going to U-turn. I don't have an answer that denies Arceus, huh? Yeah, I do. It's going to go Kyogre. This denies Arceus from defogging immediately. And I basically did what I had to do because Arceus ground is really, it's a big threat. But once I click Eruption, I get a KO. So goes Ray. This is going to be able to knock me out. I'm going to go for Ice Beam though. If he's adamant, then I'll outspeed him. If not, he'll outspeed me and knock me out with the Dragon Ascent. But this and Groudon are his only 2 fire resists. So in my best interest to do what I'm doing right here. What I can do is just foul play and knock out Ray. Also do a good chunk to Arceus ground, as it'll be a 2-hit KO. And I'm definitely faster than this Rayquaza. If he goes Xerneas, I do have Choppa Berry Heatran, which is pretty cool. Which also has Overheat. I don't know if it cooks Arceus ground just yet. Oh, he has defog on this. Whatever, Toxic then. As we thankfully land on the Arceus ground. So I'm assuming that Scarf Xerneas then. Toxic was definitely worth it, as I have a Veltal as an always switching. Ice Beam is the best thing you could do. And we'll just foul play, as we'll be able to get rid of Arceus ground. So this will give some leeway for my Groudon and whatnot. Zern comes out, no defog on the team. I do have defog. He's gonna double out to Groudon or Heatran, and I can't. I'm so pressured by this thing. Yeah. I want to keep this thing alive too, because Scarf Xerneas is a problem. Defog Arceus Fairy literally only beats this Pokemon, so I'll bring it in on Groudon as he goes for Fire Blast and unfortunately misses. Now, I get the defog off. He switches out Fairing Toxic, but I do get rid of the rocks, which is awesome because Arceus ground is no longer a problem. But the monster that is Necrozma Dusk main comes out, and I have a Veltal as my main switch-in. So beautiful in a sense that he cannot knock me out if he Ultra Bursts, and I'll knock him out with Foul Play, unless he has Stone Edge. Oh God, that's bad. Sorry, man. That's huge, and that's again that's a good example about. That is a huge example of how that Pokemon can be played. Like right there, I probably would have just lost straight up if that connected. That is huge, especially because my Veltal is so potent versus this guy. Anyway, I go Groudon and click Eruption. As he doubles up to Ray. He pretty much has to double every single time. I don't want to get rid of Necrozma because I like rocks a lot versus this guy. And in fact, Arceus Fairy, again, is only here for... Oof. That's a free judgment. I'm not going to bother doubling. And he gives me Ray, and now I click Eruption if Scizor comes out, and I get to a KO on something. So Scizor does come out. I think it's Rock Polish Groudon. So I'll go Heatran and Roar. And then I'll go for Toxic next time. Because Rock Polish Groudon can legitimately sweep me. So that Stone Edge miss was absolutely terrible for my opponent. He probably won the game right there if that hit. Or had just a very good shot at winning the game. Because I didn't have a switch into Groudon. I mean, I still don't have a switch into Groudon because it's special Groudon. So I never had a switch in. But Ultra Necrozma would have came down to me having to speed tie it with my own Necrozma and knock it out with Dragon Pulse. I'm also just keeping mine alive as a backdoor safety check, really. So again, I lose if he Fire Blasts my Veltal, which is why I'm going to Roar here. As I get in Scizor, which is awesome. We can just Toxic as he goes Xerneas. Didn't really expect Xerneas right there, but you know, we'll take it. Go for the little chip Iron Head. Groudon comes back out. As long as I keep my Groudon alive, I won't lose to Xerneas. So I'm gonna Roar once more. Yeah, I'm not letting him get this. I'm not letting him set up a Rock Polish for free. And now he can just click Overheat as he Thunder Waves me. So Xerneas has been not cooked, unfortunately, but that's okay as I could Toxic right now. I'm assuming that's just Scarf Xerneas with Thunder Wave and that. Try and Toxic getting this Groudon. If he wants to stay in and spam Thunder Wave of his own, it's great. If I land this Toxic, we're good. But I'm paralyzed and Toxic does not hit. Because Xerneas is on a timer, I'm not as worried about it, so I'm always going to click the Roar. I'm literally always going to click Roar, guys. Like, he keeps trying to predict me, but I can't let you set up for free. And now I just get an Overheat. And it's Flash Fire boosted. If he goes Xerneas, I'll go down. Groudon is on a timer, so it won't beat me in the late game anyway. I'm making the play I made. It might not look good, but I'm making the play I made because, again, this thing could sweep me. So I could switch right now, and I actually will, because this thing is actually, like right here I'll switch in particular because I feel like I annoyed him to the point that he's going to go for Precious Blade if he has it. So I'll go Arceus Fairy since it's expendable. Yep, it's completely expendable, and we just throw off a Judgment. If he goes Scizor, it's fine. If he stays in, Toxic is going to rack up anyway on him, and I can easily just go right out into my Necrozma and click Photon Geyser. So basically, by him, Scizor doesn't matter if it comes out. I click Rocks and let him U-turn on me. And I go Groudon and win the game anyway. So I click Rocks because if he goes Groudon, it cannot come in. If he goes Xerneas, it doesn't matter. Only if it's like Aromatherapy. So it would have to be Defog, Thunder Wave, Aromatherapy, Moonblast is his only move. And I have Sucker Punch for Groudon, and that is. So again, Eruption is going to pick me up a KO. And I'm at the point where... Huh? I mean, I never have to... I don't know why he didn't go Groudon first. I never have to not click Eruption here, especially with Rocks up. But yeah, the turning point of the game was literally him missing that... it was literally... Sorry, man. It was literally him missing that Stone Edge, but there's nothing I could do about it. But as you can see, I played that endgame versus Groudon in the sense that I knew that if it rock polished up, I would lose, so I always had to click Roar, even though I had a 4 times weak to ground move Heat ran out on the field. Now Mega Rope passed me the Sticky Web team with a physical, or special, excuse me, Ultra Necrozma with Necrozma Wings. So we also have Nasty Plot Naga and Adele, as well as a Defogger, but we also have Defog with Sticky Web, so it's really interesting. But I think the idea, and Scarf Greninja, so it's like a really cool looking team. Doesn't really look like it supports Sticky Web well, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll just pause it, guys, until we... Oh, we found one. Nice. Nice, nice. So, love Smeargle as elite. Absolutely love Smeargle. Do I have Ice Beam? No, we might just lose to that Salamence. I have Nuzzle, though. It depends on if it's Refreshments, though. Alright, so lead Xerneas, which is definitely a toughie. I have to go for Nuzzle as he goes for Thunder Wave and misses. We're 100% going to click Taunt and take full advantage of that, and then opt to get up our Sticky Web right there. So we paralyzed Xerneas, which is awesome for Ultra Necrozma. Thunder Wave being, I'm getting lucky, but Thunder Wave being nerfed has been huge here. Thunder Wave being nerfed has been huge. I don't have Rocks on this Mon, though. Attack me. Attack me. Ah. I mean, I taunt either way. Unfortunately, Destiny Bond does not stack. So basically, getting rid of the Fairy type would have been fire for my Ultra Necrozma. Yeah, but, I mean, I already got lucky as it is. Just... I mean, that's not really an even trade either, because me not potentially getting up anything would have been big. However, we Destiny Bond one more time as he has extreme speed on his Arceus ground. Wow. This is a toughie, but I feel like if this is Z, if it's Z, he goes for it here, but I have to Ultra Burst, so I deny him from defogging. Excuse me, I deny him from actually picking up a KO right now. Now we go for Light That Burns the Sky. I'm pretty sure we live the speed, yep. And we'll be able to get rid of Arceus ground. So as far as defoggers go, Xerneas is still a potential one, and Salamence as well, but getting rid of these two is incredible for me, as I'll make the Groudon play on the Shadow Sneak. I'm hoping he's Life Orb too. That is definitely not Orb. Xerneas comes out. You're definitely going for defog, huh? It depends. Because I can get up Rocks either way, and Defog doesn't matter as much in the sense that Xerneas is already in range of Noggin Adelt, and I just go off his para basically, exactly. And then I click rocks until he gets paralyzed again. Rocks to break a potential sash on Marshadow, help me out with Groudon, things like that. So eventually he'll get paralyzed and I'll keep my rocks up is what I'm trying to say. And Ultra Necrozma still being able to outspeed Groudon and hit this thing with a Moonguise Beam is pretty nice. And me having Roar is also really nice too because I can roar out the Groudon. And my Groudon being healthy in particular isn't as useful in this game. I'm really scared of that Ultra Necrozma, but I do have Judgment on Arceus Water, so that does good damage. If he wants to mess around with Paralysis, that's fine. Okay. Okay, I wasn't sure about that turn, but we get our rocks up, which definitely breaks the sash on Marshadow, which I'm pretty sure it is. If he goes Groudon, we click, if he goes Salamence, we click Roar 100%, as we cannot allow him to set up. Necrozma Dust Main comes out. You about to Ultra Burst, bro? I feel like he's going to Ultra Burst. Yeah, no, get out of here. So Ice Beam is going to be huge. It's going to be really, really huge. And I can actually go... Wow, I really wish I had Ice Beam on my Arceus Water. I'm going to be so weak to the... I'll be so weak to that Marshadow, but I go into Necrozma Dust Main here. And I can get in my Protean Gren and just click Ice Beam, which will make me... Which is definitely... I'm 100% faster. He doesn't have an Ice Resist, and I'll be able to knock out Mega Ments anyway because of Protean. So we get rid of Mega Salamence. Awesome. He has no Precious Blade switching, but I'm really worried about Ultra Necrozma. If Marshadow comes out, I'm pretty sure it was Sash, which is why he was so... He was so adamant about defogging, but Arceus Water is my Groudon switching. The cool thing about Greninja is I can bring it on a light that burns the sky. So, well, Toxic right now, catching Groudon. As he has Solar Beam, that is so cool, dude. Show me your Draco switching. Pretty sure Groudon eats this. Wow. So Noggin Adelt actually picks up the KO, and this is pretty big. As... It's basically handing me over 2 Pokemon of his, and it doesn't matter if he gets the speed. Well, it only mattered if he got the speed if I missed that Draco. But I forced him to close combat here, and then I go Groudon and click Lava Plume, so... It sucks that I missed the Draco, but I mean, he... missed a Thunder Wave turn 1. Basically, had I gotten off that damage, I think it 100% dies, but I'm pretty sure Lava Plume still knocks out Marshadow. Yeah, especially because he has to go for... That did nothing. Especially because he has to go for another close combat. So the -1... I think -1 plus... I think -1 plus... what's it called? -1 plus Sun was enough anyway. And my boy Amazing Mo also passed me a squat. Which has Ultra Necrozma and some Psychic spam, so that's pretty cool because it allows you to avoid priority moves coming out Ultra Necrozma. We have Stone Edge as well for Veltal, which aids Deoxys as well as Tapu Lele. We have Dual Dance Groudon, Arceus Dark with Rocks, and then we have Dragon Dance Mega Ments. So ideally, Ultra Necrozma able to put in some work in this game, and we are fighting Psychic Spam of our own, and unfortunately he has an advantage because his Gengar is faster than my squad. I honestly believe if I leave Salamence, I'm going to get the kill on Lele turn 1. A nice team, bro. Nice stuff, man. You want to get up rocks with me? You want to do this together? I have Confide, which is pretty cool, so I lower their special attack. So we both get up rocks here. I go for Confide. Then I throw off some Judgments. I'm not sure how this is going to end. Obviously, he has more defogs than I do. But I can also waste his judgments, and by me going for Confide, he never gets in Lele to kill me. Do you really not want rocks, dude? Alright, so Groudon comes out. Hit that judgment on my boy. Fire Blast is gonna hit me. I get the crit, but I mean, Fire Blast ain't gonna knock me out anyway. And he gives me Primal Groudon. Awesome. So that means no rocks for him. He can easily go Deoxys and pick me off. However, I think that my own Deoxys is max speed, and most Deoxys do not run max speed. They can go in Super Power. My Deoxys is max speed. And like I said, most do not run max speed, even on these type of builds. So I'm going to make the extreme speed play. As he goes Necro, which is leftovers Necro. So I can go on at Salamence, and I think I win the game if he goes for Toxic right here, which he should. Because I have Facade. Oh, well. Go and go for a second one. I can just Mega Evolve and Roost. I think I win the game with Salamence. Like, the second he goes for Toxic, I have Facade, so perfect. Enjoy that. You're only Psychic switching. And I'm willing to trade Mence right here for Deoxys coming in and extreme speeding me, because now he has no Deoxys switchings of his own. So I'm willing to trade it for Deoxys coming in and E-speeding me. Yeah, especially because, again, I'm banking on the fact that because I'm max speed Dio, his can't touch me. Because, again, they don't typically run max speed. So, yeah, I was banking on that fact. They usually run a little bit more than, I want to say, Mew and whatnot? Mew. They usually run a little bit more than, what's it called? A little bit more than Mewtwo. Mega Mewtwo Y, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so Arceus, I'm max attack, super power. I'm like more than confident this KOs. Because again, I have no special attack investment. I'm literally max attack Deoxys. Again, they run like Rash nature or things like that. So Life Orb, super power on Arceus Dark. And the great thing about my Ultra Necrozma in this is I'm going to keep it in the baby form because it can eat 72 to 86. Hell yeah. 72 min, get out of here, bro. That did not matter. I'm max attack, bro. I was max attack, my man. I'm max attack. And max speed. I mean hacks. Dio runs Rash. Unless you were max defense. Either way. Are you max speed? Didn't matter, dude. I literally showed you the calc. Oh, I didn't show him the calc, but I'm plus speed nature. Okay, if you were plus speed nature too, cool. You went for it too. So it's fair. What's the... You stayed in and went for it. What are you talking about? GG, man. I hope I hit this. GG, man. Thanks for the points. Appreciate it, dude. Hope I freeze him right here too. I'm going for it. Like, you can't be mad about the speed tie because you went for it as well. He had outs for an extreme speed tie. He goes Lele and prevents it. Anyway. Good game. You literally cannot be mad about a speed tie because you went for it yourself. It's a 50-50. You had other outs. Just imagine being upset about that when you both said, if he's gonna go for the speed tie, I'm gonna go for the speed tie. even though I have a Tapu Lele to prevent extreme speed from happening. The crit on Arceus Dark did not matter at all. If I was a special attack invested one, maybe, but no, it did not matter at all. This is literally the bulkiest Arceus Dark you would actually afford to be, because you definitely want to be faster than a Veltal. So, and it does 72% min. He also kills like 5 Deoxys forms, by the way. 434 to 511%. Anyway, I like that dude. Appreciate his points. Just don't be like that. Don't be like that guy, man. Don't be like that guy. Like, legit, if you're going to go for the speed tie, if you're firing off the speed tie, don't do it. And if he was max speed, well, I'm sorry that I also was willing to risk the speed tie, because otherwise I could lose the game right there. Which actually wasn't even true, because I still had Necrozma, and then it could also Ultra Burst into Ultra Necrozma, but I still had Necrozma in the back. I think I want to end it there. Is there anything else I want to add about this mon? I hope you guys saw at least how the fact that it can transform can change so much. If you look at the second battle, that I definitely would have lost if he hit that Stone Edge. It was a 50-50 in a sense that if I go for Foul Play and he stays in regular form, I knock him out. If I go for Sucker Punch and he stays in regular form, I do not knock him out. But if he Ultra Burst, let me go back to that team, because I'm actually a little bit curious as to how much it did. If he Ultra Burst, I'm 16 attack. Veltal, physical defensive, 16 attack, Sucker Punch. Like, if he Ultra Burst and I went for Sucker Punch, which I'm pretty sure is boosted by, well, it's obviously boosted by Dark Aura, I think it knocks him out as well. It doesn't even knock him out. Why is it minus attack? Whoops. Sure, let's just put naive. Yeah, even then, Sucker Punch didn't knock him out. So, like, it provides those, or it provokes those 50-50s versus defensive mons. And if you obviously have Stone Edge, you can just pick up the KO if, you know, provided you connect. So, I'm not going to deny that I did get lucky this live. For sure, I got lucky. But that last one, that was totally on him. He was the one who also risked the speed tie when he didn't have to. He could have went Lele. But in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, if you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, my friends.